Hello and welcome to Checkpoint on Campus. I am your host, Jacob Brothers, and joined with me are two very special people. Joining me, as always, is Erica Sidora, and also joining us is Garrett O'Toole. Hope that both of you are having a phenomenal day today. And we are talking about one of the most interesting acquisitions to happen. We've talked about a lot of acquisitions in the past, but this time is about eFuse picking up College COD. And this is a big one because it involves people getting paid for doing the right thing, which I feel like we don't see too much in collegiate esports. So I love to see something like this happening. So eFuse is a social application, social platform that eventually turned into a launch pad, and it's become a discovery tool for amateur, semi-pro, and collegiate gamers through events and initiatives. It kind of helps them come into the limelight and kind of helps put them on the spot, put them into the spotlight. Excuse me. So Garrett, what can you tell us about this acquisition?
Well, eFuse is really getting serious about their path to pro pipeline. Really, that's the main reason I see them going after College COD. They want to create an entire ecosystem where you, as a high school student, can be like, hey, I'm interested in esports. I want to eventually make this a career. How do I make it happen? You go to the eFuse website. You start getting involved in high school competitions. From there, you can get scouted and start participating in their college competitions when you move on to college. And from there, you can really shine out and try to make a name for yourself. Like some of those players in the college COD scene are now top players in the AM bracket. They're starting to make some noise, and that's really why eFuse went out to find College COD. They want to create an entire pipeline that starts at high school and finishes after college. And when you're done with their pipeline, they want you to be ready to be fragging with the best players out there and eventually become a professional.
Yeah, it's going to give this already cruising and rocking esports league even more materials and even more backing to make an even better product. So about that, Erica, what can you tell us about the upcoming College COD season?
There will be a guaranteed prize purse of $25,000. Okay, that's big money, and that will be bolstered and integrated with eFuse, along with the existing technology the company already has, as well as the platform and the audience. That's a big win for these high schoolers. And the College COD anticipates 250 teams, over 250 teams, participating in the 2022 season. Registration will be open from November to December, and it will close late December and early January. The season isn't expected to start until late January and early February.
Thank you, Erica. Yeah, I've watched a little bit of the COD League here and there, and the competition has always been some of the best. Some of the drama there is kind of like Overwatch-esque, where like the Kings are the Kings, Ottawa versus Ottawa. I'm really excited to see where that all goes in this upcoming season. But kind of with this news of eFuse picking up College COD, Erica, I'm going to ask you first. What other esports would you think need to be picked up in this capacity? Are there any that come to your mind?
I'm always hoping for League to get bigger, somehow bigger than it already is, but I think that would be fantastic for eFuse, as well as Overwatch, games that are naturally competitive, even Valorant that's coming into the scene, and of course smaller games, as well as I want to say Splitgate that's coming up, and just anything that's naturally competitive I feel like would be very interesting to have.
Absolutely. And Garrett, right before we close out, same question to you. Are there any esports that you feel should be picked up in this capacity?
Well, I think any esport that can do what College COD has done for their esports should get picked up. College COD started as a grassroots organization in 2018 with 32 colleges and rapidly grew to have the 250 that are going to be competing next week. If there's an organization in any esport that has done what College COD has done for their scene, I think eFuse should be knocking at their door, or whatever company that wants to get involved in collegiate esports.
Absolutely. Garrett, Erica, thank you so much for talking about this. And we'll be right back after a short break to talk about the Mall of America. Hello and welcome back to Checkpoint on Campus. Jacob over here, Erica over there. And speaking of mergers, we have another interesting merger, but this one is in a very different direction and involves the Great Mall of America. So Erica, what can you tell us about this very interesting development?
If you don't know Mall of America, now is the time to learn, because Mall of America is the largest mall in the United States. And if you've ever been to the United States, and if you live in the US, you know that's a hard feat to have, okay? There's approximately 5.6 million total square feet of Mall of America and 2.87 million square feet dedicated to retail. And a fun local tip, there is no retail tax in Mall of America if you're going to visit. And of course, the meat and potatoes of this conjunction, Wisdom Gaming is joining with Mall of America to bring us a broadcast and esports venue and studio. The games that Wisdom Gaming has previously produced are big name games like team fight tactics, as well as college Rocket League. So it's exciting to see that they're finally integrating with Mall of America to bring a new and unique community together. Wisdom Gaming and Mall of America have previously talked, and they have agreed that communities are made to be bred and joined together. And this is a really unique opportunity because it's going to bring in college students, high school students, and of course locals and tourists together to have a beautiful venue. The broadcast venue will be debuted in 2022, as well as the esports studio, and it will offer Wisdom Gaming's production capabilities as well as a permanent home for broadcasters and casters alike. And of course, the split esports venue will feature a gaming lounge with food, beverages, and a live seating, and it is directly supporting the Minnesota varsity team. The Minnesota varsity team is a growing esports community at the high school level, and the program is going to grow even bigger because of this home base. So Jacob, let's talk about communities.
Yeah, Erica, thank you for that. I love the idea of certain states coming to power through collegiate esports. We see Minneapolis trying to come to power now with bringing collegiate esports to one of the most populated places in their already ginormous city. And we see Indianapolis trying to become the next hub when it comes to the combine. And so I love the idea of states trying to find their place in the space. And hopefully we see more states follow the suit in the future. Coming up next, we're going to have our preview about matches happening this week. Hello. Welcome back yet again. Jacob Brothers is still here. Erica Sadora is still there, and we are here to bring you your preview for this upcoming weekend of collegiate esports goodness. So, starting with Collegiate Overwatch Homecoming. There are only 13 teams that are still undefeated. Most of the teams are your usual suspects, but the Red Hawks and Ball State University and Waldorf University are continuing to show their worthiness as an undefeated contender. Now, what's interesting is that out of those undefeated teams, Maryville is not one of them. They had a run-in with Northwood in the previous week, and it did not go their way. Northwood is once again ahead in that race. And speaking of Northwood, they have a very important chance to put their rivals in their place this upcoming week. Northwood is going to be playing against Harrisburg, who is still undefeated. They beat UCI. And they're also playing against Bay State University. I like Bay State University because they just keep on proving themselves. They are a team that kind of came out of nowhere, and they have continued to show that they're not ones to be pushed around. So Northwood has a kind of a test, but also put their rivals in their place. There's also going to be a very hot battle for the middle as Bellevue University and Winthrop clash with Ohio State and Waterloo University. And the battle for second place is looking hot. And I have to say it that way because Redbird Esports is going to win it all. The Drag and Drop contenders team is going to keep on wrecking. Now, for Collegiate Rocket League, Collegiate Carball, CRL Fall 2021 season continues into league play. Be sure to check out the College Carball Twitch channels on October 20th through the 22nd. And on Thursday the 21st, we're going to see Northwood's Blue Squad take on Central Florida on the main Rocket League Twitch channel and look for UNLV versus Colorado as well that Friday night. And the CRL goodness will not be done after this. It's going to be league play this upcoming weekend as well. And these are for the teams who did not make it into league play. And so they're going to be in a Fall 21 CCA Open, which is fighting for a 20,000 prize pool. Now, Erica, what can you tell us about the collegiate esports that are going on around the world?
If you're a fan of Valorant, please make sure to check out the UGC Battle Academy that will be live streamed at UGC events on Twitch for full event coverage. That will be October 22nd through the 23rd. And Hearthstone is finally back for the Fall Masters competition on the 25th through the 27th. And finally, we have Level Next Madden that will take place October 26th to the 27th. So please make sure to check out Level Next on their Twitch channel at Level Next GG.
Thank you for that, Erica. Lots of good esports going on. Make sure you check it all out. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about our feelings about a certain chat situation. You could say we're going to all be chatting about it.
The UNLV Rebels made their Collegiate Rocket League debut this past week, matching up with CRL mainstay North Texas. Tied 1-1 in Game 3 of the series, UNLV found an unorthodox way to close out overtime. Despite the loss, UNLV ended their debut week at a solid 1-1.
We've had 3 minutes of overtime and we're still waiting for a game-winning goal. Well, I don't think about a game-winning
got it right
goal, but
there.
how
There
about
it
a
is.
game-winning error? Coming from Las Vegas and then Corrosive just picking up on this here. Nitrous getting a little bit too confident there in some freestyle tactics that did not pay off, and all Corrosive had to do was sit there and catch the ball and then walk it right on in like walking a Cocker Spaniel.
While the Mean Green UNT continued their dominance of CRL's Western Conference, starting the season 3-0 in Week 1. Want to see more college esports highlights? Follow our Twitter at On Campus Esports and tag us in any clips you think we should see. Who knows? Maybe your clip will be our next highlight.
Hello for the final time, and welcome back to Checkpoint On Campus. Jacob's still here, Erica's still there, and Erica's main game is League of Legends, and League of Legends has recently seen a change with all chat going away. So Erica, tell me everything that you think about this.
Guys, in the newest patch, 11.21, we all know this. It hurts my heart more than any character buff, debuff, any Baron buff. All chat is going away. And as someone who's played League since I was 14, that is an integrated part of me. I know that's an integrated part in everyone else. There's really no word to describe it. And while I totally understand Riot's goal for this to remove toxicity, toxicity is League culture. And while that's awesome, it's going away slow and steady, I think removing all chat is just a different approach that none of us were expecting. All chat is good for banter, it's good for teasing your teammates, but of course it's not good for bullying. I just think the sudden removal of it was just so, again, sudden. It's a great way to communicate that the other teammate's doing awesome, or that you're like, hey, you missed that Baron, how do you feel, haha lol. And now they're just replacing it with just the in-game emotes. While they're totally cute, let's talk currency in League, because now you have to like buy more emotes, and it's just like, well, now I can't even express how good I'm doing in the game or how bad the other team is doing. Now I have to actually like play more games to purchase more emotes, and it's like, that's an extra hassle to just control 1, control 2, whereas like all chat, just enter all chat, hey man, that sucked, or like, hey man, that was great. Like, Jacob, how would you imagine if you suddenly had all chat in your favorite game and it was taken away?
Oh, I think it's utterly ridiculous. I think that it's a main part of the community for everyone in the lobby to be able to speak with the other person. It seems weird to strip that away after a decade of it being a thing. Granted, I played Heroes of the Storm, we didn't have an all chat, and I faced nothing but toxicity. So like, toxicity is not going to go away by not being able to yell at your enemy. Now you're just going to yell at your friend. So we'll see how that goes, but that is our show. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to check out our website at checkpointxp.com, and don't forget that we always will love you.